Leadership is all about empowering people. So I'm back today with 6 easy ways how you can empower people around you in your daily life. Hey folks, I'm CSK and I am an educator. Today, I'm here to talk to you about 6 simple ways in which we can empower people around us in our daily lives. Now, before I get started, let's ask this question: why should we empower people? Imagine you are at the receiving end. Somebody is guiding you, somebody is leading you, and you are a part of that particular team. How do you want to feel? You want to feel depressed or you want to feel empowered? No questions asked, right? Empowering and empowerment is the simple way forward. So here we need to understand the context in which we are discussing empowerment. Empowerment is trying to make people feel good about themselves, giving them the power, making them feel sufficient, adequate, and then expecting results out of them. That's the best way to empower people, and that is why empowering is important. Now that we have understood empowering and its importance in our life, let's understand that if you were supposed to empower people or how to do empowering to others around us, what are those things we can use and implement in our life? Number one, you can share your leadership journey and stories from your life. All of us are people who are at the receiving end when it comes to lessons and situations. We put ourselves in situations and sometimes life happens to us and teaches a lot of lessons. So that very lesson, if you can share to people around, that gives them the spirit to go forward. Let me give you an example. All of us know that the best way to learn something is by imitation. We look at somebody doing it and then we try to implement or apply the same thing. We hear about somebody doing it in a particular fashion and we will practice doing it in that manner. All learning, the fundamental of all learning is from imitation, is from copying in layman terms. Now, in your life, if you have encountered a situation and you express that to people around you and tell them what happened when you went through that. It might be a successful story, it might be a failure story, it might be a story which is a mixture of both, but that will help them understand two things. One, they see that you are somewhat skeptical and susceptible like they. Second, they take lessons out of you. Remember, not every learning happens through our mistakes alone. We look at people around and they committing mistakes or they succeeding and then we implement that. That's how empowering works. So you can actually share your life's journey, your life stories and help people feel empowered. Number two is helping others to live a true purpose. Yes, Gandhiji nicely said that the only way to discover purpose in life is to lose yourself in service of others. That was Gandhiji's definition of true purpose. What is your definition of true purpose? As a leader, it is very important for us to understand the true purpose and then help people to live their true purpose. And once people get that confidence that they are working towards accomplishing their true purpose, they feel empowered. They feel great. As simple as, you know you're running, but if you have a goal in front of you as to where you're running, the destination, you suddenly feel charged up, isn't it? Similarly, living your true purpose will help you feel empowered. Number three, aligning around you or aligning everyone around you towards a shared vision. This as magic. The point what I'm trying to explain here is everybody around you has to find a particular purpose and also a particular reason to contribute. Now, what is the best way to do that? The best way to do that is showing them the final goal or the destination and then drawing a path from that destination towards their current position. And this is what we call as shared vision, like the confluence of different people and their journeys towards one common destination, which is the ideal destination. And once you do that, people will start following their path and also feel part of the same thing because everybody is together in that. So the three simple words for you to remember as far as implementing this third step or the third way is together towards tomorrow. Number 4 is challenging people to stretch. Yes, why is this important? Remember, I want to do something, but when I can do the same thing in less time, with less resources, but with maximum output, I feel great about myself. I feel super confident. I feel empowered. So less effort, less time, but more result is what will help me become super empowered. So how can you do that? Is by simply challenging them, by pushing them to stretch. And the best way to do that is being the part there, being patting on their back, being supportive, being encouraging, and never giving up, never allowing them to kind of quit. That's the most important thing. Next is sharing the credit with others. Now, as much I want to talk about it, I think everything gets summed up with Dr. Abdul Kalam's story. Sharing the credit with others, where he nicely, repeatedly says that when the SLV, the satellite launch vehicle, the launch was supposed to be happening, and the first time when they did it at Sriharikota, it failed. And when they returned after hours and months of toiling, when the success did not come their way, when they returned back to that particular base, their mission chairman or the person who was leading the team, he said, "Go home and rest. I will handle the press." And he went in front of the press and he accepted that to be his fault. He accepted it and also made a promise that in the next 1 year, we will be successful. All I want to ask you is some patience. 1 year later, when the same satellite launch vehicle was launched and this time it was successful, this time when everybody returned back to the base, the chairman said, "I'm going home, you handle the press." And when the press met these young budding scientists, they were all praises for the success and for the successful launch and all that. But Dr. Kalam recollects that that very moment, I discovered the true meaning of leadership. Because that man, instead of hogging the limelight, went home and made us to handle the press and share the limelight, bask in the glory of success. So empowering comes from sharing success. Empowering comes from sharing the win, the victory. So that's another way to empower people around you. Share the credit of the success. The success becomes more sweeter. Last but not the least is meeting commitments and improving trust. Remember this, trust cannot be demanded. It can only be earned. And how to earn trust is by meeting commitment. So the simple thing to do as far as empowering people around and using this is do what you say and say what you do. However difficult, however taxing, however challenging it is, do not commit. Do not commit until you are fully convinced. And once you are convinced and once you have committed, do not step back. Do not take off your eyes from the prize. So this is the simple way of empowering people around you. I hope these 6 things will help you to empower people in your daily life, be it in your small teams at your workplace, be it in your community where you live, or even people who kind of take inspiration from you. They can take these daily lessons and bring in empowerment as an integral part of their lives. Thank you very much for watching CSK Speaks.